This week's 3 VR stories that caught my eye include a possible Silent Hill VR game, you can now turn your house into a dungeon crawler, and, of course, smell your own poo in VR. Let's get into it. Vermont tech startup OVR Technology has created a cartridge that you can snap onto your headset just above your nose that is filled with vials of different scents that OVR has meticulously manufactured in their lab. Testers have been able to use the product to pick up a rose in VR and legitimately smell it, and then pull the rose away and the scent goes away and doesn't linger. It's like a personal version of smell-o-vision, and Hollywood tried to implement in theaters back in the 1950s, but due to having to make a whole theater smell like something, it kinda encountered some problems with overlapping smells. I'm just trying to imagine what the Penguin would have smelled like in Batman. Yeah. You wouldn't think it, but smell is actually pretty vital to experiences and creating memories. Just imagine your grandmother's cooking, or how a Thanksgiving dinner has a smell-triggered memory. Nonetheless, OVR has experimented with more smells than just flowers. They have, yes, worked on urine, garbage, dirt, feces, gunpowder, and blood. Luckily, these types of scents are more used for training for soldiers and firefighters, those types of things, because blade and sorcery would be a totally different type of experience if I had to smell the gallons of blood that spill in that game. That's a lot of iron. On the brighter sense of smell, this tech can help with meditation apps to add calming scents, or to add atmospheric scents to games like Nature Treks VR, where you could actually smell the forest or the beach. And that's escapism at its finest. Currently, OVR is only contracted with businesses like clinics for addiction recovery, which sounds like a good idea for meditation apps, and scent, and they have not divulged the price, but I think this is an interesting step into the future of immersion for VR. It's your lucky day. You can now turn your whole house into a dungeon. Well, unless you already have, you kinky freak. Using a new app on SideQuest called Dungeon Maker, you can create all kinds of medieval traps and obstacles right in your living room. I'm sorry for kink shaming, by the way. This app makes use of the recent pass-through updates for devs, so you can travel through your own home, trying not to die. You begin by creating a starting point with your touch controller, and then choose a challenging path by adding traps like a giant swinging axe or a pit filled with spikes, and add waypoints as goals to making it through your course. Right now though, the traps actually don't affect you in any way, so you still kinda need to cut off your video game brain a little bit, but it is still an interesting experience. The developers Field of Vision plan to add in more features like spatial anchors, a scoring system, buttons and doors, and of course, object collision, which will help with that whole video game brain thing. If you want to dungeon up your basement, you can download the game from SideQuest from the link below in the description. Lastly, if you like pooping yourself from playing VR games because you're scared to death, well, Konami has something up their sleeve, possibly. They just recently updated the trademark for Silent Hill, referencing a virtual reality headset, possibly suggesting if there is a new Silent Hill game in development, it could come to VR, which would be insane and kind of scary. Just imagine playing the infamous PT demo from Kojima on your Quest. Wait, you kinda can, sort of, by downloading that hallway as a custom home from SideQuest. That link is in the description below. A full-fledged Silent Hill game in VR would be a nightmare and a joy all at the same time. So here's to hoping Konami can make something worthwhile in the future. Again, this is just a trademark update and internet speculation at its best, so I wouldn't get your VR hopes up just quite yet. Well, that's it for this week's. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next week with 3 more VR stories I found interesting. Let me know in the comments, what game would you like to smell? Mine would be Walkabout Mini Golf, the Sweetopia level. See ya!